Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my Andrew Cutter Picks of the Weeks. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, know nothing about this video series. Basically, what I do is I take a look at this week in DC Comics. Then I select the comic that I enjoyed the most and declare my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. Now, if at any time during this video you see a comic that you like expanded on a bit further, well, don't worry, I did a review of each and every single one of them. Except for Before Watchmen Manhattan. I've got it. Sorry. But I did a review on every single issue here previously in my channel. All you have to do is go back in my channel and find the video. It's only like a video or two ago. And watch that. Now, like I said, I did forget to read and review Dr. Manhattan with the rest of my comics. I just left that at the comic store by mistake. For some reason, it's kind of bent a little. I think it's because I left it up on my up there while it was in the heat. But anyways, uh, Dr. Manhattan was pretty good. Would it be the best of the Before Watchmen? No, but what I liked about Dr. Manhattan was a few things. One is JMS was able to capture the intellect and also the disattachment of Dr. Manhattan in the story. I really liked the going back and forth through time periods. It kind of expanded on Dr. Manhattan's ability to go back and forth through time, being able to view time but not actually be part of it. In addition, they also talk about quantum realities, how every single choice you make makes a separate, different universe, and there are infinite Earths based off just the smallest choice. Like me dropping this deodorant right here, that could have happened in one reality, but it didn't happen in another. And just because I made that choice to drop the deodorant, that's a completely separate reality. Some pretty heavy stuff. What I definitely know about this issue that I enjoyed, the art was really good too, but I think the thing that really made me enjoy this issue was the dialogue. I was very hung on each word, which just shows that it was a good comic. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. It was really fun. As for the rest of the comics for this week, I got Batman Dark Knight issue number 12. Most of these are issue number 12s. I Vampire 12. Justice League Dark 12. Come on. Voodoo 12. All-Star Western issue 12. Superman 12. I think they're all 12, except for Dr. Manhattan. Flash. Hawkman. Green Lantern. New Guardians. Teen Titans, and then, of course, Dr. Manhattan. There's a few contenders this week, and this was a pretty solid week. I wouldn't say anything blew me away too much, but it was still a pretty good, solid week. But there's one comic that stood out more than the others. There's one comic I enjoyed more than the others, and that would be Voodoo issue number 12. It's a damn shame that this comic is getting canceled. This comic was just the epiphany of what I liked about the New 52. It was something new, something different, and it was something ballsy. This took risks. It did a lot of crazy story elements. It was just a really good comic. From the clones to the various different plot turns to just the pacing and overall the art, it was a great story. A lot of people got an hoorah about her being an exotic dancer in the first issue, which was only in the first issue and had nothing to do with the comic at all. They missed out because this was a great series. I recommend you pick it up in trade if you haven't already. And what I do like is that there is a possibility for either Priscilla or Voodoo to show up again in the DC New 52. At least one of them. So this was a great issue. I did enjoy Voodoo, and it's a damn shame that it is going. Before I get into news and updates, and I do have some news and updates, I want to just show you guys a picture that I got over Facebook from one of you, from one of my fellow comic book brothers, Michael. And he sent me a very nice message, and he thanked me for helping him out, which makes me feel good because one of the reasons why I do what I do is to help people out. It's not for notoriety or recognition or anything else. It's just to help people out. I want to help out my fellow comic book friends, fans, brothers, sisters. But he wanted to say thank you, and so he drew this picture of me right there saying, hey, yo, having a Batman shirt on with the black belt because I do karate, love karate, Batman cape, the comic books, the Wii on the side, and then Batman coming off from the back. And it just looks really great. And I am touched by him doing this up. It really looks beautiful. Thank you very much for doing this picture. It's on my Facebook, so if you want to check it out in more detail on Facebook, it's on there. And I'm going to hang it up back there. I'm going to frame it and hang it up. But thank you very much. I really, 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 really in touch that you did that. Thank you. And if you want to see some other art that he's done, just go on my Facebook and then type in his name, and then you should be able to find his Facebook, and he's done some really good stuff. So again, thank you. Like I said, Michael, I'm gonna hang it up right there so that right next to the Batman, so that when I do my reviews, you can always see it. Um, and what I like most about this is a 100% accurate picture of me. I do go around my house screaming, "Hey yo," with a Batman cape, shirt, my black belt, and Batman looking out through the corner. And of course, the comic books and my Wii flipping out. If you notice right here, the Wii actually has faces, and that is just adorable. That is adorable. Oh god, I can't wait to show this to my friends tonight. Um, and just to let you know, my fiance thought it was great too. So thank you. Um, on to news and/or updates. First and foremost, before I say anything, comic book news. I just found out Wolverine is descended from wolves. Seriously? Seriously? Apparently, I think it's Jeff Loeb, and I first found this out from my Marvel friend at work and who goes to D&D with us. But then I later confirmed on some sites, Wolverine is descended from mutant wolves. And he did the Weapon X program. I'm not even a Wolverine or Marvel fan, and even I'm disgusted at how silly that is. And he has a fourth claw, or he's going to get a fourth claw, or there's a possibility of a fourth claw. Seriously? Seriously? Oh my god, silly. If you don't mind, I'm just going to have some of my Crystal Light water. Because for some reason my voice has been very raspy. I think it's because of allergies. I'm not really allergic to anything, but pollen does get me a little stuffed up. If that makes any sense. If any of you guys have that issue, but I'll just sip a little here and there. As for video games, I've been paying off games here and there. I've been getting my pre-order list is ridiculous. I have like 5 Wii U games, an Xbox games, a couple of 3DS games, a couple of Wii games. I still have Epic Mickey 2 and Kirby Collection. That's for the Wii. I think I have Epic Mickey, the Castle of Illusion for 3DS, Resident Evil 6, Assassin's Creed, Pikmin 3, New Super Mario Bros. U. I just pre-ordered Zombie U because that looks really good. Um, what else? I'm thinking about getting Rayman Legends, Justice League Gods Among Us, or Injustice Gods Among Us. Just I have, and that's not even all of it. I'm sure I have more. Pokemon Black and White 2. I have tons more. But 2 new games came out this weekend for me, this past weekend. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. And it was New Super Mario Bros. 2 and The Last Story. So I just wanted, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take some time to talk about these. I've played probably, I want to say, a third of Last Story on my Wii, and then I've played and beaten the main story on Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and now I'm just collecting all the miscellaneous coins and getting all the extra levels and such. So I'll talk about both of them. I guess first and foremost is I'll do Last Story first. Now the funny thing is first of all, let me just show you the Last Story. This is the collector's edition. It costs the same as a regular, and what you do is you get what looks like a book, and you open it up, and you get the actual game inside, which is in here, which is cool. And then in addition to that, you get a little booklet which has concept arts for the characters. I don't know if you can kind of see that for the various different characters and environments. So I thought that was a nice little nifty addition to. I mean, I'm still paying the what, $49 that you pay for a Wii game. I'm still paying the amount that I would pay normally for a Wii game, but I get a little extra content. Good for you, Last Story. Um, Last Story. Last Story is a JRPG in the likes of, if I could say anything, like Final Fantasy 13 in the gameplay, and I'll tell you how it's kind of like that. But I'm not really a big JRPG fan. I play them from time to time. I guess the most reoccurring JRPG that I play is Pokemon, if you can, do you count Pokemon as a JRPG? I think I do. I do because it's turn-based and all that stuff. But I'm not a big JRPG fan. I never got into Final Fantasy. I never really got into all that kind of stuff. I respect it. It's just not my genre. It's just not my thing. But Last Story, there's several things that drew me to this game to go out on a whim and just to buy it. The funny thing is this is done by the creator, and I couldn't pronounce his name if I tried to, of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. And I guess this is his last game, hence the last story, which is funny because this is one of the last games on the Wii, also, hence last story. But one of the things that drew me to this game is one is the atmosphere, the artistic approach. It's a beautiful looking game thus far, and I'll give you my first impressions for it. It's a beautiful looking game. Graphically, it's not quite as good as the Wii could be, but artistically, it looks really, really good. It reminds me a bit of a mix, if I can describe the cities. It reminds me of a bit of a mix of Assassin's Creed with Twilight Princess. That makes sense. But it looks like a good game artistically. I mean, you just saw. I'll just show you the cover box. I mean, that's basic artistic direction for it, and it pulls it off very well. The game mechanics, like I said, it's kind of like Final Fantasy 13 where you run in and you auto attack, or I think Xenoblade Chronicles does that, which I might get Xenoblades. I don't know, Xenoblades, however you want to pronounce it. But your character auto attacks when you run in, and there's a bit of strategy to that. It's a little hard for me to get used to that, but after a while, it's starting to become a little bit more natural. The story is very cliche, but it's okay cliche. It's not like it's bad cliche. It's, the orphan kid who has a special power, the princess that wants to leave her life of glory and majesticness for adventure, and they meet together, and that kind of stuff. The story is okay from what I've seen so far. It doesn't do anything daring, but what it does well. In addition to the art, the thing that I think stands out a lot for me is the voice acting is very good in this. Some of the characters sound like Harry Potter. Like there's one character that sounds like Luna, and the main character Zale sounds like Harry in a way. But the great voice acting, very great voice acting. On the whole, the game's been good so far. I wouldn't say it's anything that I would say is revolutionary, but I have been enjoying it. I'm glad I went out on a whim and getting it, and I would recommend it at this point thus far. The only complaint I have with it, and this is a minor complaint, is that when you see that little circle up there with the Wi-Fi connection, that means I cannot take my data off the Wii and put it on a memory card. And that's one of my small little pet peeves. I want to always back up on my memory. But I am glad that I did get it. If I had to give it a rough rating thus far, and I mean really rough, I've only played third of the game, I would give it like an 8.5 out of 5. I mean 8.5 out of 10 if I had to give it something. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And then, like I said, I played through the main story in Super Mario Bros. 2. I got about 100 of the in each level there's big coins. There's 3 big coins. I got about 100 of each of the big coins. I completed all the star levels. It's just a matter of getting those 2 mystery worlds that I don't know how to get yet. I'm probably about 85% complete all the content that's allowed in this, if not a little bit more. What I can say about this game is it's a joy. Is it the best Mario game out there? No. The thing is this does offer a lot of new features, like new power-ups, the coin flower, the blockhead, and it does the Tanuki tail or the raccoon tail very well, which is one of my favorite power-ups. It's tied with the fire flower as one of my favorite power-ups. It does that very well. The two things I can say about this game that holds it back, or maybe three, is one is it doesn't do anything daring or far out there. Every Mario game is relatively the same, whether it's a side-scrolling or whether it's a 3D platformer. But they always offer something different, something new, something unique, something to make it stand out. This doesn't do it too much. You could say it's a coin rush. You could say it's about the cumulative coins and stuff, but I don't think that's enough to make it stand out in comparison. Two, it's a short game. I blasted through this. You can get the everything done in under 5 hours. If you're an experienced Mario player, it's not a challenging game either. But if you're an experienced Mario player, you can get everything done in under 5 hours. Last thing is I felt as though the levels were kind of short. What I liked about Super Mario World and Super Mario 3 to an extent is with the ability to fly with the tail and the raccoon tail and with the super cape is that there was a whole branch like for example, sorry, I just accidentally hit the stop button, but or the pause button, or whatever it um, is that if you look at the levels are very much like this. There's very little bulk. There's just the down sidewards. This is going to be a horrible description, but it's very much just this is the level. Where in World and 3, you had this whole upper section of exploring, and you do get some of that in New Super Mario Bros. 2, but you don't get a whole lot of it. There's only a few select levels that allow you to travel really high up, where in I feel as a world you could do it in every level. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me and my silliness. But on the whole, it's a good game. I would not say it's as good as 3D Land. 3D Land, as I think, is still one of the best Mario game on the 3DS and probably the best game on the 3DS, tied with Resident Evil Revelation and Ocarina of Time. But this is still a really good game, and I still recommend people pick it up. I really do. The coin rush mode is really addictive, and um, it's just overall a fun game. So I got these two games, which I did enjoy. I did have fun with. As for comic book news updates and stuff, I am going to be adding Frankenstein Agent of Shade as one of the comics I'm going to be picking up, and GI Combat. I'm going to continue GI Combat. I bought issue 1 when it came out, and then for the past 3 months I haven't even bothered to pick up anything else. But I picked up the issue 2, 3, and 4, read them. I love GI Combat. I'm going to be picking up. It's a $3.99 comic, which is a little bit more expensive than the normal DC fare, but I'm cool with it because it's a good comic. It's campy in a way, but it's really well done and it's serious in a way. I mean, again, it's the war that time forgot and the unknown soldiers. If you don't know these are like Silver Age stories along with the Haunted Tank and Sergeant Rock was part of that stuff and they're good stories and there's good modernization, but it's still. I mean, the unknown soldier is a great story, great character and a great story to work with. You can do a lot of interesting stuff with it. But you look at something like The War That Time Forgot, and it is pure sci-fi goodness. It's an alternate dimension where dinosaurs are still around, and you're dealing with the dinosaurs, and it's the army versus the dinosaurs, and it just kind of works out very well. It's a fun little story to do. Not your normal DC story, or not your normal comic book story, but it's still a fun story to do. Mm. Again, raspiness. Um, Anything else going on for the comic book world? Um, like I said, I am going to be jumping on those titles. Uh, GI Combat and Frankenstein Agent of Shade. Frankenstein Agent of Shade is good. I'm going to read up to issue 12 and I'm going to make a final decision whether or not I'm going to stick with it then. Am I dropping any other comics? I don't think so. I will be picking up Green Arrow till issue number 14 only because it's crossing over with Hawkman. That's it. Number 14 is the cutoff point. Green Green Arrow, you are damn lucky. Hawkman is saving your ass. You better say thank you to him. Ollie, you better say thank you. That's the only reason why I'll pick up any other Green Arrows, just because it's crossing over. Anything else? Anything else? I can't think of anything else when it comes down to comic books. I'm pumped for Zero Month. I really am pumped for Zero Month. Oh, issue number 12 of Justice League apparently has Wonder Woman kissing Superman, and they're trying to get those two together. Uh, how do I feel about this? It shouldn't have. I know why they're doing it, but it goes back to my argument that I made about Superman beforehand. Is you compare Superman with a bunch of people, but in the end, the person that Superman is ultimately destined to be with is Lois Lane. There's no way around it. I mean, it's kind of like it baffles me with. It's like with some other characters. For example, Fantastic Four, Sue Storm and Reed Richards. There's no one else that they belong with. Sue may have her little thing on the side with Namor, but really, those two are defined by their relationship. And it baffles me why they retcon Spider-Man's marriage with Mary Jane, because in the end, the only one I believe Spider-Man should ever be with is Mary Jane. I know a lot of people can uh, argue like Gwen Stacy or Black Cat, but again, like I said, I think it's Mary Jane all the way. But if you look at some other characters like Batman, you can say, well, Batman could be with Catwoman, or he could be with Silver St. Cloud, or maybe you can even say Julie Robinson. But was that her name? Yeah, Julie Robinson, his Golden Age girlfriend. That later came back in the Mad Monk, Matt Wagner. But you could say Silver St. Cloud or Catwoman or even Talia sometimes. Not anymore. But Batman can have multiple possibilities for a relationship. But when you look at someone like Superman, it's going to be Lois. In the end, it's going to be Lois. You can play around with the idea of it being Wonder Woman as much as you like. But in the end, it's Lois. It's going to be Lois. You can play around with the idea of him being with Lucy, which is fine. It's good. It's drama. But in the end, it's going to be Lois. So the thing that irks me is the thing that really irks me about Superman and Wonder Woman is Superman and Wonder Woman don't work well as a couple because their personalities just don't mesh well. You think that they would because they're such great friends, but that's the thing. They're such great friends. They're not good romantic interests with each other. It's kind of like Donna and Dick. Donna and Dick have the best relationship in comic books, at least before the New 52. They were best friends. They were like brother and sister. They did everything for each other. When Donna was in the dumps and she was pretty much hurting herself in any way possible because of her death of her children and her ex-husband, it was Dick that brought her back. Another example is Dick walked her down the aisle in her wedding. For her wedding gift, he found her parents. And in contrast, when Dick was leading the Justice League as Batman, his emotional and stable support was Donna. They had a great, fantastic, beautiful relationship as friends, but never would I ever want to see them get together. Never. I do not want to see any of this with Dick and Donna. And it's the same thing with Superman and Lois. Other than the fact that they can bend metal like this, and they're super strong and super fast. There's no logical reason for them to get together because their personalities don't match. They're friends. They shouldn't be in a relationship. You can tease like a Batman Wonder Woman relationship, what they've done in the past, but even then that doesn't work because they're better off as friends. That's how it works. The Batman Wonder Woman works a little bit better because I think it's a little bit more of a base sexual thing than anything. Wonder Woman's very physically attracted to Batman, and of course, who isn't physically attracted to Wonder Woman? But with Superman doesn't think in that retrospect. Superman's very Boy Scout no matter what. You don't see Superman back at home whacking off to porno. I don't think Superman even knows what masturbating is. Superman is Superman, but the thing is just I just don't think it will work. It's probably going to be a one-time thing that they're going to tease for this issue, and that's it. Even though there was rumors that they wanted to get the two together, I don't think it's going to work out. But hey, whatever. You never know. You never know. It just feels weird. I think it's just you know what I think it is? It's just I am super protective of certain characters, and Wonder Woman is one of them. I love Wonder Woman, and I'm very protective of her. So it's just weird to see her with Superman. So, anyways, uh, I'm gonna have to end this video here, not because I don't have more to talk about, but because I need to get ready for work. Um, every other Saturday, I have to work at one of my two jobs. I have two jobs. I have the comic store, and then I have um, the deli that I work at, a Stop and Shop. And every other Saturday, I have to work at the deli. So I need to get a full-time job soon. I've been searching and I've been emailing like crazy, but DC, if you're watching, I can write. I can write. But yeah, that's all I can say for today. So again, thank you, Michael, for this picture. I'm going to frame it and put it up in my wall. If you want to check it out in a little bit more detail, you can go to my Facebook page. Again, the Facebook page that's down there is my own personal Facebook. It's not one I made for this site. It's my own personal Facebook. So if you want to, just go down below, Facebook page down there, and I will accept friend requests from anyone. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.